in the shadow of Arthur Ashe Court as we get set for the men's bronze medal match. It's a rematch from the men's semifinal one between the Johnson brothers and John Cincola and Brandon Long. The Johnsons won that match 7-4. Dom, what did the Johnsons do so well the first time around?
Well, again, they are playing much better today. They played really controlled, again, waiting for the right opportunities. And they had Cincola and Long kind of moving in and out, spread open the court, and then waited for their opportunity to punch through the middle. Then they ran into Daescu and Nunnery in the winter bracket final, and things got a little haywire. But again, that's what they're looking to do, is get that payback against Daescu and Nunnery. But first and foremost, they have to beat Cincola and Long here. And the hardest thing to do in the same day, beat a team twice.
To further that point, Chad, Cincola and Long, how do they take advantage of the rough match that the Johnsons had against Daescu and Nunnery?
Well, in the semifinals, they went up 6-0 to start game one, and then ended up, feeling the pressure almost because the Johnson brothers started to be a little bit more aggressive as far as putting it to Long and Cincola before they did. Brendan Long was getting a little too big with his swings, Cincola a little bit as well toward the end. So they've just got to clean a few things up. Yes, they want to be aggressive, and yes, they want to put the pressure on, but they can't try to do too much. And it's almost the same for the Johnsons. We saw toward the end of that Daescu-Nunnery match that they tried to make up the difference with one swing, and things started going haywire. So I think it's going to come down to, between these two teams, is who can play cleaner, who can stay within themselves. You still want to be aggressive, but it's that controlled aggression rather than things going a little bit haywire.
Less than a minute away from the start of the men's bronze medal match here on Championship Court. The winner will advance to tomorrow's gold medal match against Andrei Daescu and Rob Nunnery. Andrei Daescu has been the gold standard on the men's side in doubles this year. And both these teams looking for a chance to challenge both Daescu and Nunnery. Been a full Saturday of action here at the USTA Nationals Tennis Center. Men's bronze medal match coming up next. We still have the women's bronze medal match as well. Guys, any thoughts from the full day of action?
There's been some really good games. We've seen a lot of battles. We've seen a lot of kind of good hands firefights too, more than normal, but more typical on the women's side of things. Guys' game tends to be a little slower, but no real surprises other than I like the surprise team of Emily Ackerman and Riley Boner coming through. They've really paid their dues, and are starting to see kind of that come to fruition here for them. So it'll be interesting to see them in that bronze medal match. But here we have two staple teams in Long and Cincola and the Johnson brothers.
The Johnson twins, the 2 seed in the tournament. Cincola and Long, the 3 seed. So two very evenly matched sides going head to head. It will be Cincola and Long to serve to start things off here in game number 1 in a best of 3 bronze medal match.
Game 1, time in 0-0-2.
Johnson's quickly earning a side out.
Yeah, good spot and good start there for Hunter Johnson. Good roll down to the feet of Cincola.
Long pushes it long. And if you're looking for the typical black socks of Yates Johnson, he is wearing white today, so you're going to have to pick another way. Look at the right arm sleeve of Hunter Johnson as he leaves that one short.
Johnson brothers just discussing the wind direction right now.
And playing it perfectly right there is Hunter Johnson, as the wind seems to be going, if you're looking on your screen from the baseline cam, be moving left to right.
Come on. A big shot down the middle We have had wind gusts here at the USTA National Tennis Center throughout the week. This is probably the least windy day that we've had since the players arrived. And so far, both teams really attacking the middle of the court.
A good spot right there from Yates, finding the middle, like you said, Dorian. That's a spot both these teams want to go. As I say that, all of a sudden Hunter Johnson two-handed backhand right down the line as Johnson Cole is pinching a little bit in the middle.
Painted it perfectly to get the side out. Sincola forehand error into the net.
Yeah, not the start that Sincola and Long were looking for right here.
Long going right at the feet of Hunter.
Well, big finish as Brendan Long getting big in the middle. Still have work to do to get that side out, though.
ATP finds the corner.
Yeah, and Hunter let it go as he thought it may go long, but Sincola dots that back corner.
0-3-1.
It's tough for Long to come over there. He's trying to be aggressive, but a good job from Yates to be able to get that one down and then go back behind him.
Yates with a put away off the net court.
Nice job sitting on that, adjusting from fast to slow quickly.
Long sped it up, but Sincola puts it in the net.
Yeah, good setup there from Long. Goes into the body of Hunter, gets the pop up. Sincola letting that ball get a little too far behind him.
Pop it up like that, Long's going to put it away.
Well, Sincola in the middle of that hits such an awkward shot, almost like a backhand at his face, or forehand at his face here. You got kind of twisted.
Backside forehand finds some room.
Yeah, good reach in there from Yates. Takes that ball early.
1 minute.
Johnson and Sincola, or Long and Sincola rather, take a timeout, trailing 5-0 here in game number 1. What has impressed you the most about the way the Johnson brothers have come out here in this match?
Well, they're continuing to play clean, speed up when they need to, and again, it's a hard feat, you know, kind of to accomplish here in a double elimination match where you got to play a team again that you've already beat, that you're very familiar with, and now you got to come out and beat them again. It's very hard and difficult to do that. But again, they've started off with a great game plan, sticking to it, moving both Long and Sincola in and out, and they've stuck to that, and it's got them on top here 5-0 and forcing that timeout from Long and Sincola.
15 seconds. Receivers, 1 timeout. Servers, 2 timeouts.
Come on, guys. Let's go, John. Let's go, Brendan.
Sincola and Long coming back onto the court here in game number 1 of this bronze medal match.
You're good. Thank you.
The Johnson twins took
Time
the
in.
first matchup between these two teams in the day, 7-4. Right into the body of Sincola.
Oh, and it's not going well. It's not going well here, and it is not at all for Long and Sincola here to start this match.
Side out.
Hunter looking like he wanted to let that one go, but throws the paddle up just out of natural reaction.
Long goes for the ATP. Yates there, but can't make the stop.
Yeah, it's a good ATP there from Long, and he actually put something on that too, which made it more difficult for Yates to block that.
Yeah, I think that ball is actually going deep right there. Yates was questioning it a little bit after the point as well.
And Sincola paints the line with forehand.
2-6-1.
2-6-1.
Second serve.
A little bit too big.
Yeah, and that one there is more so that ball went behind him as far as to the backhand side of Hunter Johnson. Sincola stayed a little too much middle, so the ball got behind him and very difficult to catch up to.
Side out.
What a great compact swing there from Yates Johnson with the two-hander.
6-2-1.
Long goes long as he tried to speed it up.
And that's what we wanted to do last time, right? Get out of the way of that one, because it's pretty much the same ball from Long.
Yes, you are. 7-2-1.
Big backhand right through the center of the court.
Honestly, if I'm Brendan Long right there, I get out of the way of the Yates drive because he's maybe 3 feet behind the kitchen line there taking a full swing.
8-2-1.
So difficult to try to keep that one in.
Point.
Long drops a forehand into the tape. And the Johnson twins feeling like they're in control here, up 9-1 in game one. Sincola and Long take another timeout.
Yeah, and it's been a good job from the Johnson brothers to, kind of just stay composed here. They haven't rushed anything. They haven't overhit. They've stayed in the points and allowed Sincola and Long to try to make the errors. And unfortunately for them, that's one of the issues, and we've already discussed it with Brendan Long, is that he has a tendency to press. He's got a ton of power, and when he overhits, overswings, so difficult for him to keep that ball in. Sincola's left a couple of balls up, and the Johnson brothers have taken their opportunities to get on top and put those balls down. But different Johnson brothers here compared to the winners bracket final that we just saw.
What's the biggest difference?
Playing clean pickleball. We always talk about it, right? You minimize the errors. They're taking their time when they get to the ball. They're not forcing the issue. They're not rushing through their strokes.
Play boring pickleball.
Yeah,
you can do that, keep the
pretty
ball in
much.
play. You're going to win more times than not. And again, that's exactly what the Johnsons are doing. Nothing's real flashy here, but they're winning points.
Second serve.
Put away from Sincola, earns the side out.
That ball just sat up a little too high off of the paddle of Hunter Johnson. Paddle face open, push through it, ball stays up.
Side out.
That's the side out. I got a little ahead of myself.
2-9-1.
Well-constructed point gets Hunter the winner.
Well, Hunter just goes body up on Sincola, body up again, and gets the ball he's looking for. Leans into the two-hander right at the feet of Brendan Long.
Side out.
Service error from Long.
Talk about going for a serve right there. He just looks at Sincola, just shrugs his shoulders, going, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to go for it.
Second serve.
Yates leaves it short.
Yeah, Yates just cut that ball off a little bit, cut that swing off. He's trying to stay controlled, but you still have to stay through the ball.
Sincola puts his speed up into the net.
There was a ball right there that I thought Hunter could have attacked. He didn't. He waited for the next one to get up. Just very impressed by both Johnson and Johnson.
Into the net on game point. It's a side out for Sincola and Long.
2-10-1.
Just Long.
And we've seen Sincola do that a few times today. The shot is there. He's just gone a little too hard.
Yeah, but the other thing is, too, that ball is so low, right? If you don't have the spin and you've got too much power, like you said, Dom, it's so difficult to keep that ball in the back of the court.
And Long pushes it long, and another side out for the Johnson brothers, and now they will have game point number 2.
10-2-1.
That'll do it on the forehand winner up the middle of the court. Hunter and Yates Johnson take game 1 here in the men's bronze medal match. We will have game 2 when we return here at the Boca Raton 2023 APP New York City Open.
For just a little bit more, I can get you unlimited minutes, data, and text, 6 hotspots, concert coupons, cable subscription, dental cleanings.
We need all that?
Do we need all that?
I wouldn't think so. You should use Consumer Cellular. They have everything you need, nothing you don't.
I'll throw in this tiny little fan. Car wash voucher. Light up soap dispenser.
Think you lost. Get the exact same coverage as the nation's leading carriers. All the talk, text, and data you need, starting at $20. Consumer Cellular.
The APP is presented by
LS. Vlasic. Ruby Frost.
and Turvis.
The Johnsons capped off game one with authority.
And a good put away there from Yates. What highlighted that first game for the Johnsons was the control and the consistency. They didn't try to do too much. They stayed in the points, and they stayed under control.
0-0-2. Side out.
Hunter can't make the dig. Sincola and Long earn the early side out. Friendly net cord for Sincola.
So that should be a replay.
What are you
ball
pointing
hit
at right
ball
now?
hit the ground and then went right back into the net. It should be a replay.
Good catch, Tom. Hunter pleading his point. There's discussion.
It is. So there's two situations with that. If it clips the tape and comes down and hits the bar, it's a dead ball. But also, if it clips the tape, hits the ground, and the next thing it hits is the bar or the net, it is also a replay. So for it to be a live ball, the ball would have had to hit the ground twice.
Happened earlier in the tournament with the wind gust that we were talking about. Wind blew the net into the ball, had to replay the point.
0-0-1.
And so it will be 0-0-1.
Second serve.
Net court again, this time falls on the side of Sincola.
So most players know that if it hits the tape and rolls down and hits the bar, that is a replay. Some don't know that if it hits the ground and then hits the net or the bar, that is a replay as well.
Big swing from Long, but it's right into the net. Johnson's get the side out.
That's a good read, though, from Long. He's all over it, but again, Chad, you and I talk about it, too big.
0-0-1.
Oh my gosh.
That ball was on its way out, but Yates Johnson couldn't get out of the way.
That is gas coming off the paddle of Johnson Cola right there.
0-0-2.
Smile from Yates.
Yeah.
Some hot shots, but Sincola puts it long.
He had his lightsaber out on that one. Two-handed on both sides there for Yates Johnson.
Can you guys do the sound effects?
0-2.
Oh yeah, that's a tough Ernie to pull off right there. Sincola going right into the body of Hunter Johnson. He tries to go inside out forehand, but all it does is just float back into the middle of the court.
Long taking a moment to tie the shoe. We're ready to go here in game number 2 between Sincola Long and the Johnson brothers. Another forehand error by Sincola.
Well, he's trying to go inside out there, too, and kind of fool Yates backside.
Yeah, good eye there from Yates. Long overrunning that ball, never fully set the feet.
1-0-1.
What an angle from Yates Johnson.
Yeah, and Sincola thinking he had the around the post. I think he may have if he was able to move his feet fast enough, but the
2-0-1.
angle from Yates Johnson not allowing him to do that.
Point.
Again, a couple of errors creeping in for Sincola and Long.
3-0-1.
3-0-1. Big backhand down the line.
Wow, that's such a good ball right there down the line.
Timeout receiving team. 4-0-1, 1 minute.
And again, a quick timeout. I mean, we're 2 minutes into game 2, and a timeout here from Sincola and Long. And it's just the hardest thing, right? You're playing a team for the second time. Now, if you go down to Sincola and Long, you got to go back to the drawing board and go, we played a great tournament. We beat everybody but one team. One team got us twice, if that happens here today. And it's disheartening, but it's also, it's still positive. You're in a bronze medal match. You're coming away with a medal regardless and some cash to go home with. But again, it's one team you're trying to get over right now.
We talked about how the Johnson brothers had a rough winner's bracket final against Daescu and Nunnery. Are you surprised in the way they've been able to regroup and get back to the way they were playing earlier in the tournament?
I am right now because they haven't had a lot of confidence in doubles the last 2 times out. And so, we saw, breaking a paddle in Cincinnati, not very happy with the way they played after losing a first-round match, getting eliminated early. A little surprised, yes, that they bounced back the way they did and the way they are. But on the same side, you can't be surprised that much because they're so talented.
just past the back line. But can we talk about the great hand by Yates in the middle of that point?
Well, and that situation right there, it just proves that at times all you have to do is get a paddle on the ball to get it back. You don't have to do too much. It was a fantastic get from Yates.
Oh, it's still second serve. Like, I feel for Sincola and Long. I feel like they've been on, they've been getting served against for about 4 or 5 times now.
Easy put away for Sincola.
Yeah, Yates popping that ball up. A little too much lift.
Just catches the top of the tape and falls back over.
Yeah, Long tried to make the adjustment. The first backhand he hit stayed a little high, so that one he tried to cut a little more.
That time a friendly net cord.
Little, off the net cord. He's going to take it right now.
That was more so he didn't get too big.
Take it any way you can get it.
He was so far extended that he couldn't.
Now you're seeing Long pounding his chest here as they get 2 points on the board. They're moving forward, putting pressure on. I like it.
2-5-2.
Just that's someone playing checkers and someone playing chess. You watch Hunter Johnson as he goes forehand hard cross court. Yeah, Yates goes hard cross court on the Ernie attempt from Long. That opened up such a gap in the middle that it was just an easy put away.
Johnson can't handle the dig. The defense throughout that point, though, on both sides.
There were balls that Chad and I wouldn't have gotten up from running those down. Or we would have got one of them, and then that would have been it.
I mean, at this point in the day, I wouldn't still be walking. So. Oh, just missed it deep.
He's there. Nice move from Long, but yeah, he went over the corner there with it.
2-5-2.
Still 2-5-2 here in game number 2. Long wins the hand battle.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out there. I'm not super sold on that speed up from Sincola and in that situation.
Yates turned around before that ball even hit the ground.
And universal timeout sound. Paddles hit the floor, and it is a timeout from Johnson and Johnson. Nice little run here from Sincola and Long.
They called the timeout when they were down 4-0. The Johnsons got one more, but since then, Sincola and Long have put together 4 straight points. What's been the difference?
Again, they're on their toes, right? We talk about game of momentum, right? All games or games of runs. the momentum on the side of Sincola and Long, and they're playing forward. They're playing on their toes. They're leaning in. They're putting pressure on. And you're seeing the Johnsons backing up off the line, playing a little more defense. They've got to counter that and come back and start moving forward and getting in points.
We talk about the physical skill set, but what about the mental skill set in terms of being able to withstand those runs in a game where you know it's going to be back and forth?
Well, and that's it too, right? We talked about it that they, being the Johnsons, haven't had a ton of success in the last couple tournaments on the double side. That mentally, right, you have to refocus, kind of let that go, forget about it, it's in the past, and focus on what you got in front of you. And right now, they're playing well today. They had to focus on the positives to take away from today, and the fact that they've already beaten Sincola and Long handily in game one, and a whole match earlier in the semifinal.
4-5-2.
And Johnson's won the first matchup in straights. That game 7-4 up. Hunter got a ball elevated but couldn't convert.
Right now, what I want both Hunter and Yates to do, return to Long. Because Long is looking to poach, and he's done a couple really nice poaches. There it is. Sincola's not as active. Okay, that's what I mean by setting that up, is that if Sincola hits the third, then Long is going to look to poach and pinch and do that and shake and bake. But Sincola is not quite as agile as Brendan Long is right now and looking for that shake and bake.
5-5-1. Unlucky net cord for the Johnsons. Leave it up for Long. Brendan Long starting to get into it a little bit here.
5-5-2.
Yeah, so the last few points, the Johnson brothers have been taking those balls a little later. They're not recognizing it as soon, and they're getting back to being jammed up again.
Sincola catches the tape.
5-5-2.
ATP is off the post.
Yeah, I mean, good hands from Long right there, but I think he hit two balls that were going out. He knows that one of them was at least going out because he questioned it in the middle of the point. Then he goes for the around the post there and goes a little too big with the swing, lets that ball get too far out, creates too much angle, and then big take back right there. So a quick succession of errors right there with Brendan Long.
Johnsons consolidate the side out, 6-5-1. Pushed long by Sincola.
And two, also to add now, what is coming into play, said softball, baseball players.
Yeah, there's some shadows coming across
Shadows
the
are
court.
coming across the court as if a pitcher's mound is in the shadow and a batter's box is in the sun.
Hey.
That ball coming in and out, right, is going to cause issues for some people, right? But it's something you have to adjust to. We saw that last night, really, when we were here pretty late yesterday as this came into play, and now you're seeing it reaching, and it is the Johnsons on the side of the court where the shade now has just about reached the kitchen line. So their whole service boxes are in the shadow or in the shade right now.
Is it easier to track a ball that's coming out of shade into sun or sun into shade? I'm asking your opinion.
Personally, I like sun to shade.
Why?
Because it gets lighter. Like, it doesn't, when it's coming from shade to sun, it gets brighter, right? Coming from sun to shade, it gets darker and it's easier on my eyes to see that way.
See, for me, I'm the reverse. And when it's coming out of the sun into the shade, the ball kind of jumps a little bit. You lose it for a split second right before you hit. So, it all depends on the eyesight. It all depends on on how you pick up and recognize a ball.
That's a good ball down the middle from Senkola. He throws his hands up because what has he done? He's missed that shot like 5 times already today, and he finally gets one. He's like, finally, I got one.
Into the net goes Long.
Yeah, Long just a little early on that one again. Recognized it well, but out in front and hit down on it, straight into the net.
Off the paddle of Yates as Senkola and Long earn the side out.
Well, it's a good read for Senkola because his job right there is sideline. So he sits on that. He knows Long is in the middle to protect him. So he sits sideline right there with his forehand and is able to put that ball down.
The recognition by the Johnson brothers, those balls have been close to the back line, but the recognition to let them go has made the difference.
Well, and the reason being that is because they're getting the ball down, and when that ball is being attacked from down up and it's just a flat ball, we talk about it all the time, it's so difficult to keep it in. That ball catches off the net cord. Yeah, so if that ball's coming from down up and there's no spin on it, you don't see any spin, almost guaranteed that that ball's going to go out when it's hit firm enough and flat enough.
Long once again going down to tie the shoe. Set to go.
8-5-1.
8-5-1 here in game 2.
That point just had just mistakes written all over it. It's almost a miss-hit serve, miss-hit return.
It was wristy by everybody.
Yeah.
Right there.
See, Chad would prefer to play on the Johnson side, and I would prefer to play on Senkola and Brendan's side. Oh, sorry, flip
No,
that.
no,
Flip that.
Yes, I would prefer to be on.
Yeah.
Oh, how did... There's no way he stayed out.
He stayed out. I saw.
No,
what
but
I saw.
I'm pretty sure he hit.
There are no words for what just happened.
Oh, no.
He went down all fours, and I think everything stayed out. But how?
The body control to stay out of the kitchen.
I'm more so about touching any part of the net.
So let's take a look at that again here. How did he stay out?
1 minute.
What?
Championship court number 1.
Not even the paddle?
No. He tucked that paddle back in as he went down. He tucks that paddle back in. Great body control and recognition of what you have in your hand to get it out of the kitchen right there.
I mean, I'm yard sailing everything right there if I'm going down. It's being thrown out of my hands.
Lost in the impressive body control there by Hunter Johnson is the fact that Senkola and Long have won back-to-back points. Now it's 8-7 here in game number 2. Things tightening up a little bit.
Absolutely, and again, a nice run here for Senkola and Long. They're never out of it. They've started to play a little faster, a little harder. Again, we've talked about runs on both sides and who's leaning forward, who's leaning back, who's on their heels, who's on their toes. And right now it's all Senkola and Long on their toes. And you have both Yates and Hunter leaning back, kind of playing a little more defense now. We'll see if they can flip that defense to offense here.
It's a grinded out style game 2 after the Johnson brothers took game 1 11-2 fairly handily here in this men's doubles bronze medal match. gets it done.
Yeah, good exchange there from Yates Johnson and set up well from Hunter. But Yates, 3 big swings on the backhand side in a row, gets that last one down and through. And then he's late on that one, sitting on the backhand side. Long just slides it down the line. Oh.
Long had it.
And again, this is the reason why I'm returning to Long, because that right there, that is dangerous for Hunter and Yates Johnson to let Brendan Long step in like that.
When you're needing 3, you cannot miss a return in the net.
9-8-1. Pushing Yates back, and he comes up short in the net.
9-8-2.
Oh, he makes up for it right there. I mean, that ball floats. Johnson brothers have to put that down at the feet. They put it back on the paddle to Sincola and then give up a freebie in return.
Oh. What would we say right here? Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it right now.
Third tie of the game. Back through the middle.
But that was the slowest hit ball of the whole exchange right there, but it's down at the feet.
9-9-2.
9-9-2. Long and Sincola trying to force a game 3.
You could not try to keep him deep.
I want to go back to right before that point started. Referee called the score. Brendan took about 6-7 seconds. He regrouped. He took like 2 deep breaths and got into that point right there.
Game point as Sincola and Long have their first lead in game number 2. Game goes to Sincola and Long on the favorable net cord. We are tied at 1 game apiece. We are going to a winner-take-all game 3 in the men's doubles bronze medal match. That action coming up next on Championship Court. You're watching the Boca Raton 2023 APP New York City Open.
We all love pickleball because it's a sport you can play with the whole family, and now the little ones can play too. Introducing the Ben Johns Jr. paddle and the Megalodon paddle that both feature smaller grips, lightweight and durable construction, and a fun design that the kids are going to love.
Ah, retirement. It's not all one big vacation. It's great to find purpose by trying a new activity. Keep an active social life, but don't forget to make new friends too. As always, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Ah, isn't it wonderful to be retired?
Wright, proud ambassador of Original Penguin.
Welcome back to Championship Court for a winner-take-all Game 3 between the second-seeded Hunter and Yates Johnson and the third-seeded Johnson Cola and Brandon Long here in the men's doubles bronze medal match. These two teams vying to advance to tomorrow's gold medal match. Game 1 went the way of the Johnsons 11-2. We are underway in Game 3.
Good coverage there from Yates after Hunter goes for the only attempt.
0-0-1.
Misplayed by Hunter.
Well, he jumped the kitchen line, and the problem was he was in air when the ball was coming back. He couldn't recover fast enough until he hit the ground.
Dinking rally. Sped up and won by Hunter Johnson.
Nice job by Hunter Johnson jumping the sideline right there. Not on a full-on Ernie, but just cleared himself enough to get a big forehand there that he could punch down the middle.
Johnsons get on the board first here in this winner-take-all, Game 3. Zakola and Long came back to take Game 2, 11-9. ATP stays wide.
Well, he just doesn't get around it enough. He's got to take another full step so that he can get around that backhand. It's his backhand. If he doesn't get around it, he ends up slicing it. That ball's never going to come back and play. He almost got there.
Almost got it back in with the... I mean, that's not even a scorpion right there. That's a just flick it at the face.
Sped up by Johnson, and Long puts it in the net.
But it's a good spot, right? And he goes two-hander low to the middle.
0-2-2.
Sincola has been consistently able to find that back corner.
Well, the adjustment that he made, because he did miss 5 or 6 of those in a row, the adjustment that he made is that he took some pace off of it. Wasn't taking his biggest swing, just going through the ball and choosing the spot better rather than trying to overpower.
Leaves the dig short, earns the Johnson twins a side out.
2-1-1.
An emphatic overhead from Hunter Johnson.
Some great defense from Sincola, just punching that ball back, but then off the edge guard, gets popped up, and that ball will not come back on that overhead from Hunter.
1-1.
Body shot drops into the net.
They're caught uncoiling on the stack right there. And as you're moving forward, it's so hard to hit that as you're running through it, and especially when it's right on top of your body. Good recognition by the Johnsons. And then that's quickly a timeout for Sincola and Long.
You like the decision to call the timeout here?
Yeah, absolutely. You call it now because you don't wait for one more point, because you're automatically going to get an official timeout on the end change at 6. So you're either going to burn that timeout at I'm going like if I'm coaching someone up. If I'm taking a timeout in the first half of an end change at 6, I'm going at points 3 or 4. Not going at 5, and I'm not going on the other side at 7. So I'm going to go at either 3 or 4. If I'm going to burn one, I'll burn one. They burn it at the right time now, because now we'll switch ends at 6. They'll get a free timeout, 2 more points. But if they can hold, it's a nice thing.
Kind of equivalent to waiting for the 2-minute warning to act as an extra timeout.
Correct, exactly.
Time in. 4-1-1.
4-1-1 in favor of the Johnsons. You get 5-1-1 as Yates wins the hand battle.
Yeah, it was a better job there from the Johnson brothers as far as anticipating that speed up from Long.
5-1-1. Second serve.
Andrei leaves it short.
And now the court completely in the shade.
What?
I landed like literally here. I promise you.
Called him a foot fault.
What do you?
Wow.
Look at my mark. It's right.
Side out.
Wow.
So he gets called for a foot fault here.
What foot though? Which foot? My right foot? Look at them. Look at the foot mark.
Hey, he's on the line.
He landed right. He's on the line. The referee is completely right with that. That is a great call. He was talking about his left foot, but it was his right foot.
Hunter Johnson pleading his case, but it will be to no avail.
So he's talking about his left foot that was clear, which his left foot was clear. It was his right foot that landed flat on that line. Great work by our camera crew catching that.
1-5-1.
And great work by our referee catching that as well.
Side out to Sincola and Long.
We take another look at it right here.
Right there.
Right foot on left foot. Yeah, way past, but right foot.
He's forgot
clearly on the line.
Guy's got 2. Oh, and that's a nice ball down the line from Sincola. And Sincola's found that spot a couple times here.
Sincola and Long.
2-5-2.
2-5-2.
Oh, right into your living room.
Oh,
that's just nasty right there. And again, he was already in the scorpion position. It pops off the tape, and you're just like, oh, this is nice right here.
Uh-oh. Wheels falling off. Slow everything back down right here in this situation.
4-5-2.
There's the spot that he does like to go. The problem is when he goes too much line, it's the high part,
and it's quick. It's a little too quick, a little too short.
That ends a run of 4 straight points, but we are tied at 5-all here in a decisive Game 3 in the men's bronze medal match.
Great spot there from Hunter Johnson, and what a great, a nice run there from both Sincola and Long as they're down 4-1, then 5-1, 1 point away from the end change, and they get it back to 5-5, and now they're only down by 1 on the end change. That's huge for them momentum-wise and mentally-wise.
We saw the controversial call where Hunter Johnson thought that he was out, got called for the foot fault, then gave up the run of points. What do they need to do to mentally reset here on the end change, even though they're still up? Not enough breathing room here for them.
That was the problem, was that mentally he checked out for 3 points, right? And that's how that Long and Sincola got back in, was that he checked out because he was so certain that he wasn't in the kitchen when he actually was. And so that's a very tough position. But again, now they get that back. They get the end change on their terms. They're up by 1. Now it's just like, okay, we got to regroup. And you're seeing a lot right now from Yates talking to Hunter going, hey, we got this, hey, we got this. He tried to calm him down right after that, say, hey, don't worry about it, we're right back in it. So we'll see what happens here.
Oh. Sincola continues to pound away when that ball is elevated.
I mean, that was a good speed up. But Hunter wasn't ready for the second one. Sincola was.
Sincola and Long are in the side out.
Is anyone hitting the ball harder than John Sincola right now? Like, he's got a lot of juice on his ball right now. A lot of juice.
The issue is that some are in and some are out.
Yeah.
So the difficulty for Long right there is that it was going forehand, backhand, forehand. He got a little too big on that last forehand with the transition from that backhand side.
And Sincola right on Q2 goes a little too big on that two-hander, and a quick side out back to Johnson and Johnson.
6-5-1. As Yates drops a forehand into the net.
6-5-2.
Caught leaning, and a quick side out back over to Sincola and Long.
5-6-1.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
That's face shot right there.
Hunter takes a tumble to the court. Sincola with the apology.
I mean, no intention right there, but we talk about it right now. Is Sincola hitting the ball really hard right now, and he just does not get on top of that two-hander.
That's literal chin music right there.
6-6-1.
Makes it 6-6-1. Long and Sincola applying pressure, now taking the lead 7-6.
Yeah, I mean, the difference right here in the last few points is that Long and Sincola have done a better job of resetting, and when they reset, that ball stays down. The Johnson brothers, when they've tried to reset, have popped a couple of balls up, and all that comes down to is the paddle angle at that reset.
Now, Dorian, talk about where was the lead in Game 2 for Johnson and Johnson. They had a comfortable lead in Game 2.
The Johnson brothers were up 5-0 at one point in game number 2, and then it got close at 5-5, and then it was a battle of attrition back and forth all the way until the end of the game, and it looked like this one was trending towards the Johnsons, but it's tightened back up once again as we get closer and closer to the end of the game.
I mean, you're talking 16-2 to start Game 1 and Game 2 together, and that's crazy. And to think where we're at right now in Game 3 with Sincola and Long now with a lead.
And the Johnsons were up 5-1 in this this game as well. But it is 7-6.
7-6-1.
7-6-1, Sincola and Long. Long pushes it long.
Yeah, again, and this is the reason why I'm returning to Long right now is because, I mean, you're flirting with danger here. If Long can get on top of that, that's another point. That's 8-6.
What an angle.
Yeah, not much of an option there for Sincola unless you do a tween across court. The ball's way past him by the time he can get there. Oh.
He slowed it up.
Yeah.
He did not hit that around the post.
Yates visibly frustrated with Hunter right there.
6-7-2. Side out.
And
And
service
then
error.
missing the serve.
Johnson brothers trying to reset as they trail 6-7-1 with Sikola and Long on serve. Beautiful put away from Hunter.
He just got outside. Just got outside that line there. It's still pretty close.
No good there. Got to use the paddle. The left hand there from Hunter Johnson. But Sincola and Long looking really good here late in game 3.
Good deadening of the ball there from Hunter Johnson. I mean, what it's coming down to right now is Sincola and Long, even though they've made some mistakes, they still have more confidence than the Johnson brothers right now. You can see it in the body language. Oh, that ball hit the line and just slid straight through.
And that's twice that Yates Johnson has gone hard cross court to Sincola and caught him handcuffed.
Much needed point for the Johnsons, 7-8-1. Down the line winner.
What a ball from Yates Johnson. Watch him get on top of this two-hander here and then able to keep it in. But again, when you watch his swing there on the replay, doesn't get big, just gets on top of that, drops that right shoulder and gets it down the line. Get another angle here.
Yeah, sits up just a little bit, and he's already set up on that backhand side. If Sincola goes to the forehand side, he's going to get out of the way. It's short court. The only thing he needs to hit is that backhand.
Because he knows that. Yates Johnson knows that if then Sincola does speed up to the forehand side, he goes hard, it's probably going to go out.
Yeah.
But if he drops it, he can adjust and get back to forehand on a softball. But he knows the speed up that he's got to play is the two-hander in the middle, and he sits on it and puts it away.
Sincola and Long called a timeout as we are tied at 8 here in a winner-take-all Game 3 in the men's bronze medal match. The Johnson brothers took Game 1 11-2 before Sincola and Long rallied to win Game 2 11-9.
It's in.
Oh, it's in.
Wow, that drop.
The miss hit. The miss hit off the top of the paddle right here.
Oh, my. Doesn't get much closer than that either.
Right back through the middle.
Nice half speed up from Brendan Long, right? So he speeds his ball up in the middle, right here.
Bait ball.
And gets the ball that Sincola can put away.
9-8-2.
Good ball movement there from the Johnsons. And it ended up being that firmer, flatter backhand ball from Hunter that kind of got into the body of Long a little too much. And that, missed return to end it.
So the Johnsons end up surviving. They take it 11-8 in game number 3. They will play for a gold medal tomorrow. We will hear from them when we return here at the Boca Raton APP New York City Open.
The APP is presented by USA Pickleball, Penguin, and Consumer Cellular.
The Johnsons survive and advance. Here's a look at match point.
Yeah, a tough way to end it there with the missed return, just a couple of inches deep. But a lot of back and forth in this one. We've got Dominic Catalano down courtside with Hunter and Yates.
All right, back here on championship court, I'm with Yates and Hunter Johnson. First and foremost, congratulations, boys. Moving on to championship Sunday. Now let's talk a little bit about game 1, Cruise, 11-2, up 5-0 in game number 2, and then kind of things took a little backseat for you guys. What happened?
Yeah, I think the sides were really different. We kind of felt really good the first game on the better side, win behind us. Switch sides. We were rolling, but yeah, I don't know what happened. We kind of got a little tight maybe. They played a couple good points. They played a couple, kind of, not lucky, but, it just didn't go our way. But yeah, we kind of reset and got the third one done.
Well, yeah, you lose 11-9 in game 2. What's the conversation after that, a close match or close game to get back and get focused for game 3?
Yeah, we just kind of reset, like he said. We had a good game plan the whole time. We just needed to execute and just kind of keep being smooth with our dinks, moving the ball around and just kind of keeping them moving. And that was the plan all along, and we just kind of reset to that, and I think it paid off in those big moments.
And then in game 3, you're up 5-1, the foot fault call. You're trying to calm him down. He was in, clearly. What are you trying to get back to him and to get him back in it? Because after that, there were 2-3 points where they got back in it.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of try to calm him down. He was freaking out, but he was on the line, so there's no argument. I'm like, he's not going to change anything. And then we try to, get that 1 point back to get a little momentum, maybe give a little butt slap, get him out of his, get it out of his head. So, I'm glad we kind of, anchored down and really got it done.
All right, well, congratulations, boys. Moving on to Championship Sunday here at the Boca Raton APP New York City Open. Now, let's learn a little more about pickleball in Central Park.